Welcome to the SHW Offroad Daily Drop. It's the one you've all been waiting for. 270-degree awnings. If you watched my video yesterday, you know that's what we're going to cover today. But I'm Jake with SHW Offroad. SHW Offroad is the leading manufacturer of vehicle storage solutions in the USA. So check us out, shwoffroad.com. But today, we're going to talk about 270-degree awnings. They're all the rage right now. We're going to talk about some of the pros and cons, what to look out for, and things to think about when it comes to 270-degree awnings. And this is going to be a quick one. There's only so much I can cover on 270-degree awnings, but if you have follow-up questions, drop them in the comments, call your local dealer, reach out to us, let us know how we can help. But to start off, I'm going to talk about why we love them. Perhaps top of the list, ease of setup. 270-degree awnings on a vehicle are way easier to set up than most of the traditional like ARB awnings or awnings that go straight out. The awnings that go straight out, you've got to wrestle with them, you've got to fold the legs in, you've got to roll them up and then zip them in the cover. It's kind of hard to do with just one person. A 270-degree awning, yes, there is some setup and tear down, and yes, you're dealing with a lot of fabric that you have to manage once you fold the wings or the supports in. But usually all the wings and the support structure, it's on a hinge. So you pull it out, you tension it, and you're done if you're in fair weather. So ease of setup is really huge on a 270-degree awning. It usually takes a lot less time to set them up. Number 2 on the list is coverage. Coverage on a 270-degree awning is massive. It offers way more shade than a traditional awning, and that means you have to adjust the vehicle less as the sun changes across the sky, right? So the more shade you can throw, the better off you're gonna be, and the less of a hassle it is gonna be to try to escape the sun or whatever it is you're trying to cover from, whether that's rain or other precipitation. Another huge advantage to the 270-degree awning is how big of a room you can create with like wall kits and stuff from manufacturers. It's a great place to hang out. It's a great place to cook in bad weather, and it's a great place to just bring people in and get undercover. So those are just a few of the things that we love about 270-degree awnings. There's a lot of things to consider when it comes to purchasing or choosing one, or just thinking about one in general, as opposed to like a more traditional awning. Number 1, they are heavy. 270-degree awnings are way heavier than I think a lot of people anticipate. Usually they take a couple people to mount. You have to have a good mounting solution and a good platform to mount on. If your roof rack is not rated to hang a heavy 270-degree off the side of it, don't hang it. Okay, it's really, really dangerous trying to attach a 270-degree awning to a rack that just isn't built to handle it. It can damage your vehicle, or perhaps even worse, harm another person's vehicle or just another person. So they are heavy. Make sure you have a good rack and a good mounting point for them. Number 2, they are bulky. 270-degree awnings are bulky. There's a lot of material going on and a lot of framing structure in them. So they can hang off the vehicle a little more than maybe a traditional awning might. So not a ton more, but they are bulky. Make sure you keep that in mind. Wind drag is real on a 270-degree awning. There's a reason AuCab or other manufacturers will have wind fairings in front of them. So consider wind fairing and stuff like that. Usually the end of that awning is going to be close to the driver door or the passenger door, which is going to likely inhibit or bring about a lot of wind noise. So keep that in mind when purchasing a 270-degree awning. You also have to keep in mind your vehicle when it comes to 270-degree awnings. If you have a vehicle that has a hatch that opens up real tall, you're going to have to limit it, or you're going to have to work around it in some way when you have a 270-degree awning. Also, if you cannot run a 270-degree awning, look into a 180-degree. You get a lot of the benefits of a 270-degree as far as the setup time and freestanding structure and stuff like that, but it's just a little less coverage. It's 180 instead of 270 degrees. So it's a good solution if for some reason you can't run a 270-degree awning, run the 180. And there are more and more solutions out there for the 180. There used to only be a couple options, but there are a lot of great manufacturers making good 180-degree awnings. If you want to see, these aren't super common, but if you want to see kind of what I'm talking about, check this out. Let's see. OVS makes one. Trying to find, yeah, 230 makes one as well. The Bush Company makes a really good one. So 180 degree might be a good solution for you. Now, another thing to think about is cost. 270 degree awnings are not cheap. If you look, let's look at the Bush Company. If you look at the Bush Company awning, which is a good one, I think it's made in, it's either South Africa or USA. You know, it's $1,500. That doesn't even include, you know, freight and taxes and stuff. These are pretty expensive to ship. So they're expensive. There are affordable ones out there. Just be careful. Over-the-air vehicle systems, typically you see good reviews across the board, but as these, they're relatively new to the game, you know, considering some of the others out there. And as they get older, we're starting to see perhaps some other issues pop up. But I've heard great feedback on how they deal with some of these issues. It's just whether you're willing to put up with the hassle and you want the best of the best or not. So you get what you paid for when it comes for 180 and 270 degree awnings. But lastly, something to think about is weather. A common misconception, because a lot of, you know, manufacturers market these as freestanding awnings and stuff, is weather. A lot of people will take these out in weather and all of a sudden they're calling the manufacturer because, you know, the wind shear, a pin or a hinge point or something else on the awning. So I will say in most conditions, yes, these awnings are freestanding, especially the good ones. The good ones, you're going to get away with it much better. Like whether it be Bush Company or whether it be the Ostrich Ring, which I think is made by Big Country 4x4, you know, but there are, the leading manufacturers offer 270 that can be freestanding, but even those ones in heavy winds, they're going to break, right? You've got a big sail hanging off the side of your vehicle. So keep in mind, if you buy a 270 degree awning, you're not going to probably want it freestanding in every single, you know, weather condition or high winds. So be prepared to guy line or throw legs down. Most of them come with legs or guy lines and stuff like that. But those are some reasons why we love the 270, why it's so popular, but also some things to think about and to look out for. There's a lot of conversation about driver side versus passenger side. There are lots of forum posts and Facebook group posts dedicated to that, so I'm not going to dive in. So that's another thing to think about, though, is what side of the vehicle makes sense for me, because these are made, the 270 degree awnings are made for a specific side of the vehicle. So once you buy it, you're kind of stuck with it unless you want to buy it again. But there you go, 270 degree awnings. That's a quick recap of what we love and things to think about when it comes to purchasing them. I don't know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, but it's going to be something great. So join me, Jake, SHW Offroad. Otherwise, thanks again for joining us today. We'll see you next time. All right, bye-bye.